Well, hello guys, it's Jack and welcome back to another video, and it definitely appears that we definitely know what we're going to be getting with Modern Warfare 2022. A whole bunch of content creators have been making their videos lately, and to put it simply, Modern Warfare 2, although most of us probably saw this coming, is extremely one-sided, and not only that, we basically have confirmation from the devs themselves that they are just not going to change their ways and that they are very much all about protecting the campers with a certain playstyle, with total disregard to people that prefer to play in different ways. I mean, as far as I could remember, Call of Duty back in the day, up until throughout Black Ops 4, they certainly didn't see any reduction in numbers, and microtransactions were still in the billions, and Activision was still making a ton of money. And the biggest difference maker in terms of how much money they were making was obviously Warzone, which coincidentally came out a few months after, or so, give or take, after Modern Warfare 2019. So it's very easy to assume that people like Warzone because of the loud footsteps or the very passive play style, lines of sight, buildings, and stuff like that. So incorporating that into multiplayer, as I've mentioned in previous videos, absolutely makes sense, right? But at the same time, it's very when you go back and you look at the event that just happened, the Call of Duty Next event or whatnot, and how they're talking about how they're they're basically like they've taken all the feedback and they've learned a lot. It was the biggest lie, and you could obviously tell just by the look. And like, for instance, there's this one woman that's in a really good position or whatnot. I don't know her name or whatnot. I might have footage of part of the event in this video. I'm not sure yet. I'm just recording the commentary right now because obviously I haven't been playing Call of Duty. So even when I have it on PC, even when I got Modern Warfare 2019 on a very big discount on PC, I was told it's a game changer, but nah, not really. After a few sessions of that, it was pretty much same shit, different day. The input that you play on does not change the quality of the game. It's simple as that. It may in a very small factor, in a very small way. Like, obviously, you know, playing on PC, on a pretty good PC is always better than even current consoles. My current PC, which is a mid-tier grade PC, at least what is considered mid-tier, like a 3060 Ti and an i5 12600K, putting those two together is pretty much like mid-tier, somewhere around there, maybe upper mid-tier at most. Still quite more powerful than my console that I have, which is the Xbox Series X. So although you may experience a much smoother experience, overall the game itself, it's not going to change the design. It's not going to change the way people play the game or how you have to play the game. So with the fact that they're not going to change the way the minimap works the way it's supposed to, and how they're not going to change what was horse feet in Modern Warfare 2019 is now elephant feet, according to Murda Show. Another great content creator and streamer, and I love his style and his commentaries. Absolutely love it. And he's definitely right. And I've definitely been watching a lot of footage and stuff like that. Before recent times, right, I have played Call of Duty so much, way more than the average bear, and this includes content creators as well. Although there are, of course, some content creators that have played even more than I do. But I like to say that in terms of time invested into Call of Duty, in terms of actually playing the game, I like to think of myself as above average in terms of the entire time played, even when it comes to content creators. And I know without having to play the game myself that it's complete shit in terms of what I prefer and what I consider Call of Duty, which is not what we're getting today. We're basically getting a modified version of Warzone into multiplayer. That's how it is, you know, between the footstep sounds. You know, what do they have? They have the what's it called? The way the mini map works, or doesn't work, should I say? And how certain playstyle is preferred over others, and you know, it's and of course they've got the what's it called? They got the compass on there, and it's like they haven't gotten rid of that. So they're not going to change their ways, man. Infinity Ward's not going to change their ways. And the sad part about all this is that they're still going to succeed. They're still going to make money. Warzone 2.0, despite the fact that people like disagree on that. I mean, if there's going to be any changes, you can guarantee there's going to be changes in Warzone 2 if a lot of people end up hating it, because most of the money comes from there. But with that being said, the most you can do is not buy their game, but people are still going to buy it. And you know why? Because most people, as I mentioned in previous commentaries, simply do not know the difference. And in this case, you know how they're saying ignorance is bliss? In this case, this is absolutely no different. Ignorance is bliss in this as well. This is like, I guarantee you, if I was just a casual FPS player, I guarantee you I would probably like even this Call of Duty. I might like it less than previous ones because of the way I prefer to play. But if I was average to below average, and if I didn't play that often, and if I didn't look into it because I just didn't give a damn, because I just got on for like a few hours out of the week just to kind of blow off some steam and kill some time, like some of your average players do, yeah, I wouldn't even be able to notice the difference. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. And then whenever I got bored of the game, I would just log off, or I would play something else, or whatever the deal is. So, and the thing is, guys, I know that there are a lot of players out there that only play Call of Duty. I know players out there that only play first-person shooters. And I know that as of right now, in terms of regular arena shooters, there's not really that many options, which is kind of heartbreaking, especially since Battle Royale is as popular as it is and how it's pretty much taken over a lot of stuff. And every single game out there, if they even want to succeed, they have to have a Battle Royale implemented into it. At least that's the philosophy designed by today. But the thing is, it's not just about succeeding, but it's also making return on hard work, right? Return on investment. And we're not necessarily talking about investment in terms of resources either. We're talking about time spent building the game. So, if you work really hard to develop a game, I'm sure that you would want to get paid as best as possible, and bonuses and everything like that, especially now with the way things are going and how everything is priced up, and what we're going through as people that are trying to survive on a day-to-day basis. So the thing is this, guys, if you don't like Modern Warfare 2022, there's little to nothing that's going to be changed when the full game comes out. Remember, this is not a beta, this is a demo. The game comes out, less than a month after this demo is over? After this beta is over? There are some changes that could be implemented for sure, but seriously, how much more of a change do you expect there to be? And is that change, have they proven so far that they're going to implement that into multiplayer? No, Warzone 2.0 is where it's going to be at. That is where their time is going to be. It's going to be on the DMZ mode that's going to be coming out, which is similar to Tarkov, and it's going to be on Warzone 2. So, but yeah, man, that's just how the cookie crumbles nowadays. So if you truly want to have an impact on Call of Duty, now granted things are going to change because Microsoft will be taking over soon. If you truly want to have an impact, and if you truly want your voice to be heard, don't buy the fucking game. It's simple as that. And the thing is this, content creators, the ones that make money and everything like that, they're the only ones that I could say that are an exception to the rule, because these guys make a living off of this. Now, because these guys need to, they got bills to pay, they got mouths to feed, they have families and stuff like that, and even the ones that don't do this full time, that do it part time, that are making money off of it, it's helping them with their income. So if that means they need to grind their teeth just to get some gameplay, or put in maybe a couple hours here or there on stream on a regular basis in order for them to continue getting revenue in order to pay their bills and to feed their mouths, that's totally understandable, because because we all have or currently do something for work, for a living, for money that we don't necessarily enjoy. And if that's not the case for you, then you are blessed. And the thing is, that's one thing that could be easily forgivable and understandable, especially if you're grown as an adult and understand how things work in life. However, if you're going to be like some of these guys that basically presented Modern Warfare 2 at the event, and basically say that you've heard the feedback and you've been implementing changes and all that kind of stuff when you haven't done jack shit, and are saying the game is going to be amazing, you are corrupt, you are a liar, and you should not be trusted. And you don't deserve the financial success that you're going to get with this game, because you're lying to people which obviously makes you a good business person, actually, believe it or not. My dad, rest his soul, he's been gone for a while now, since 2016. But one thing I could tell you is that I always hear him, because we always had deep conversations. And one of the things he used to say to me is, he used to say, son, you want to be a good businessman, you got to be a good bullshitter. And at that time, I didn't completely understand. I understand partially, but not. I understood partially, but not completely. But it is absolutely true. If in this day and age, if you want to be a good business person, you really have to be a good bullshitter. Now, I will add to this, from my experience and from my growth, I will say that yes, although that is very true, especially in this day and age, the definition also of a good business person is someone who, and there's not many out there, someone who manages to be honest and simultaneously is successful. And unfortunately, I haven't seen too much of that, and I can't even think off the top of my head right now an example to give you guys here. And again, I don't script my commentaries. At least 90+% of them, I don't script them. I get out here and I genuinely speak as if you were standing right in front of me and we were having this conversation. And basically those are my thoughts on everything. And it's Call of Duty. Mine as will be called Corrupted Duty at this point. So we'll see what happens. But like I stated in my previous video, SM Squared or SM2 is shaping up to be the best Call of Duty experience that we've had in a long time. And when that game releases, I personally think that it's going to make an impact, potentially at least, that will grab the eyes of many publishers. And the developers are not the main people you want to attract here. It's the publishers, because those are the guys that are in charge. So if SM Squared picks up that much, and it gets popular, it is proof that, hey, this is the direction you need to be heading. This is how transparent you need to be, because you're leading by example. By creating a game like this, like SM Squared, for example, you are literally like setting the example of how it's done right. And all we need to do as a community is to support that game by playing it, by making videos on it, for those of us that are content creators, and for those of us that are gamers, just spread the word. You know, everybody's got social media. Most people have way more social media than I do, and I'm a content creator. All I have is YouTube and Twitch. I made a couple of other things or whatnot, especially when I had the Jack's Arcade channel or whatnot, which is now my second channel, but I haven't posted anything on there yet because I want to post a good amount of content, because it's going to be like playthrough style or whatnot. But and I haven't even used those, really. I haven't gone back to those. So all I have is Twitter and what's it called? And here on YouTube. That's it. Most people have a shit ton more. They got Instagram, they got TikTok and all that other stuff. So very easy through word of mouth and through social media to make a game trend in a good way and to promote it if it's deserving. And unfortunately, with today's Call of Duty, you have a lot of people that are corrupt that are making money off of this shit. Some of them are pro players. Some of them are owners of pro players, right? And they won't tell you the truth within at least the first 6 months to a year. They can say the game's going to be good in the beginning, and then a year later, you're going to be like, yeah, that sucked. See what I mean? Bait and switch. It's done in politics, and it's done in entertainment and in gaming. Anything for money, anything for clout. And that is the world we live in today, ladies and gentlemen. So if you like the game, by all means, get it. And if you're enjoying it, good for you. But if you don't like the game, if you don't like the fact that they are ignoring you and doing the opposite of what they say or whatnot, right? And completely bullshitting the people. If you can see the strings being pulled on these puppets, if you can see the strings, and if you don't enjoy it, unless you're making a living off of it to where you have to literally feed your mouth and your family and all that other stuff, and to fight the inflation that's going on right now, as best you can, then that would be the only excuse that I could say. You know, unless you're like a millionaire, one of the big content creators that is making hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. You know, you're not in survival mode, dude. Play something else. You don't like it, don't force it. But at the same time, a lot of them, because they'd be making more money off of Call of Duty or whatnot for, you know, whatever reason, they still do it anyway. You know, just because you're financially successful and that you won't go broke doesn't mean that you're not corrupted by greed, unfortunately. But anyway, guys, I've gone long enough for this one. It's been over 15 minutes. Let me know down in the comment section. These are my thoughts overall from multiple viewpoints when it comes to Modern Warfare the second. And again, like I said, you enjoy it, get it. If you don't get it. That's the biggest way you can make an impact, is by not getting the game or whatnot and continuing to make content on things that you disapprove of. So we can only do our best, but at this point, Microsoft will be next in order to take over, and Treyarch's game will be next, so we're going to see what they do with that. And then after that, sometime around there, SM Squared's going to come around, at least I'm hoping, crossing fingers. And hopefully the other first-person shooters out there that some of us might be playing or whatnot, or might be looking at, hopefully those improve and get better, such as Halo Infinite, for example. And check out my latest video on that if you want to know. Thank you very much for the support for those of you guys that did watch it. I was amazed with the amount of views that I got on that. But yeah, guys, those are my overall thoughts on everything. I want to thank everybody for the support that and everything I've been watching, and all the feedback in the comments section. Please continue to do that. I love it. Communicating with you guys is one of my favorite things about doing content creation over the years, and it keeps me coming back. So thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.